Baby mama, you've
Oh,
looked at the
wow.
pictures.
Look
What
at
do you
that.
think about his transformation?
That's really unhealthy person right there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And then afterwards, how's he look?
Oh my God, what a big transformation
Yeah, you want to
he's
know
got
want to
right
know how he did
there.
it? We're going to tell everybody how he did this transformation
How did you do it?
healthfully. Because this
Okay.
is the type of transformation that a lot of Americans need. I mean, obesity is a huge problem in the US. And the same cause of Rob Gaughan's problem, like this is a typical thing that's happening. And so there's a lot of people in this situation who want to go from being obese and out of shape and unhealthy to being healthy and fit again. And Rob's a good example of how to actually do it.
Okay, how did you do it?
All right, Rob.
How
So,
did we do it,
so
Rob?
the quick, really quick. You know what? Do give a spoiler alert. Tell us what like supplements and training you did quickly, and then we'll go back to how this happened and how you got to where you are now.
When I first started going back to the gym was about 5.5 years ago. I was using enhanced products. I was using things like Slim pills. I was doing low carbs. Every time I ate carbs, I was utilizing Slim pills. I was using all day shred. I was mostly doing low carb and mostly just lifting. I really wasn't able to do much cardio because of my hip replacement at the time and the two previous surgeries before my hip replacement. So I was doing things like walking, but it was mostly, I would say 75% of my weight loss was due because I was utilizing the right diet, supplements, and weight training. I was weight training about 5 or 6 days a week religiously with and consistently. So that's about how I did it. I went to different doctors and I asked for help and they were trying to give me medications, and I had to take it into my own hands because the doctors really weren't helping me. And I found Tony online. I found him on YouTube when he first started his YouTube channels, and I was getting free advice and using Tony's help from YouTube on how to do it.
So what happens is when you're in an unhealthy state like this, I'm speaking very generally, that way this also applies to a lot of other people. When you're in an unhealthy state, oftentimes it's a chicken or the egg situation. Your hormones suffer from the unhealthy state. And because your hormones suffer, then your health suffers even more. So you have to break the cycle. Like you have to either get healthy so your hormones balance, or you have to synthetically balance your hormones. So like, for example, testosterone is a natural male hormone. When men don't have enough testosterone, they get fat, they lose their motivation, they get depressed, like everything that's wonderful about being a man or like a driven, successful person, no matter what you want to do, like testosterone amplifies it. When your testosterone is low, everything in life becomes really difficult and it feels like the world's on top of you. And even me, who have high testosterone because I inject it, even I know what that feels like, because if I come off testosterone and I don't take the supplements to get my testosterone very high very quickly, I experience the symptoms of low testosterone. So, you went through some serious depression, you were telling me about back then. And then when you supplemented with testosterone is not all you took, but when you supplemented with the testosterone, you noticed like not just your physique started improving, but like your mind starts.
My life changed. It brings it exactly to that point. So the most frustrating thing for me was when I started going back to the gym, I was about 325 pounds. I had been using, the doctor had been giving me medication, if you can figure it out, for pain reasons because of hip surgeries. I was pretty much debilitated at the age of 29, 30. I was on a cane. So I was in chronic pain. So they were giving medications to help keep me functional in life. And due to those medications, I became severely depressed. They dipped my natural testosterone levels to, when I first started going back to the gym, I had been working out for weeks and not really getting anywhere. And it was like, something's not right here. Something's not working because I'm putting in the work, the diet's right, and nothing's happening. And this was something that people really weren't talking about. And it really wasn't, I couldn't find information out there on it. And I was waiting for people to make videos. I kept on doing my research and my knowledge. I'm like, what is going on here? So I said, and I was listening to you about different lab works you could get in different levels. And I went to the doctor. I said, I want a full panel done, hormone panel done. I want to see what's going on. And sure enough, my testosterone levels came back as an 80-year-old man. I mean, the doctor came in the room. She said, I went to an endocrinologist, which I don't really suggest doing because they're really, unless you have diabetes or something like that. And then again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical information. This is just my experience. I went to an endocrinologist because I really didn't know who else to go to. And she's like, your testosterone levels are shot. And to me, then the green light went off. I said, if I don't have enough testosterone in my body, how am I going to burn through this fat and build muscle? And then, you go and you do your own research and you dig deep and you read online and you hear all this stuff from back in the day, right? You shouldn't be taking testosterone as a fat person. You're just going to get fatter, blah, blah, blah. Your estrogen's going to convert through the roof. So you hear all this chitter chatter on the forums, on people just with lean body percent that really have never been in the same situation as you. And everybody's saying, don't do testosterone. Don't do TRT if you're a fat male. Don't. The hell, you're going to have heart disease, you're going to have heart problems, blood pressure problems. It's going to be unhealthy. Your estrogen's going to convert too much. So of course I went to the doctor and they're like, well, we'll give you the creams. So, sure enough, you try the creams, you wipe it on, and I'm not, so my levels went up like, I don't know, maybe 100. Free test went up a little bit. And I was like, okay, this is when we have to dig a little bit deeper and take things into my own hands. And I took things into my own hands and I did enough research and I started, pretty much doing a prescribed dose of a TRT dose. And that's when things started to take off.
With the Arimidex also, did you start out with it?
I started off because I knew at a higher body fat percentage, and you have to, I went to the doctor well educated on my own, so I could say these things because this is still kind of like a new, now you see TRT clinics everywhere. 6 years ago, they were still kind of not as relevant as they are now. So I said, well, what about this and what about this? And they said, okay, well, we can do that too. So yeah, it started off with Arimidex, kind of how to play with that dose. Later, I found out that I did much better on Aromacin. Arimidex kind of never really, I don't like it. Just doesn't really work for me so much, but the Arimidex definitely, and I would get my estrogen checked and it would always be under like 30. It would be where it should be. And my test levels would balance out to, and usually over like 600, but that's where I started to lose weight. It was incredible. Like you can read all the information you want online about fat guys taking tests. It started to just, I started to feel better. My strength, of course, started to go up. I started to feel like a man again, and I started to shed the weight. Then all of a sudden it was 2, 3, 4 pounds a week, and I just kind of just went with that. And then, and then I found supplements that I could use like slim pills and because I was eating very low carb, but I knew at that time too that my sensitivity to carbs was probably ridiculous. I was that type of guy when anytime I ate carbs, I would just put on fat.
So how'd you solve the insulin insensitivity problem?
Slim pills. I was taking, when I found out about them, I was taking about 4 slim pills every time I ate carbs. And then, I still take them to this day, but I don't need 4 slim pills every time I eat carbs. Now I take about 2. I talked to Trevor about this too. I've become so much more, I just talked to you about that too. I went from doing fasting every morning to not really eating carbs. And then all of a sudden when I ate carbs, it went boom, like right into my muscles, So I become much more, what's the word? I became much more tolerable to carbs, where I can utilize carbs a lot better than I could years ago. And that's really just because my body, if you want to fix your body, you got to do the things to fix your body, right? You got to have the knowledge and you got to implement that. You got to be regiment, you got to be strict, and eventually the body will adjust. and my body did. So now I can go, like I was on vacation, I told you, to Florida. I pretty much, diet starts tomorrow, like every day, just had fun with the family. I came back within 2 days, my body just, I bounced right back. Where years ago, I would have kept that weight on for forever. So that kind of
So
goes on to,
let's actually write the protocol. So like it was let's call it the Rob Gon TRT transformation protocol. And it's going to be TRT and exemestane, which is aromasin.
Yep.
And slim pills. And then what else?
Let me, I take, well, all the enhanced products I take, and thing too, because my weight loss kind of staggered at certain points. Like I went from 325 to 290, 285 real quick. And then I was pretty much stuck at 290, and I had to readjust because I've hit plateaus. I hit a plateau at 290, I hit a plateau at 260, and to where I'm now, which is about 235. But the first one, I would say, was about 250 of tests, and aromasin is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 and a half, right?
Yeah.
12 and a half, Monday, Wednesday, Friday of aromasin. And that I see works perfect for me.
Okay. And
At the
then
beginning,
slim pills, 4 pills with what each, how many times per day roughly is that?
depending on my carb intake,
It's like,
anytime I eat carbs, really.
Okay.
Anytime I eat carbs, I'm gonna pop 4 slim pills. Now, for instance, like if I go to the gym and I come home and my first meal after the gym is gonna be oatmeal, egg whites, and eggs, I'm gonna pop. A lot of people take it before they eat. I find I take it exactly right after I'm finished eating, and I for some reason I feel like it works better for me that way. Sometimes if I take slim pills before I eat now, Tony, because I've become I drop. Like I feel lightheaded. I feel like I have to eat, So I like to take them, but that's just because I've been taking them for a while. And but I would say anybody that's starting off with slim pills, I would take 4 before you eat your carbohydrate.
okay. And which other supplements?
I take ECA Shred, fasted in the morning. The first thing I take in the morning is I take the Enhanced Labs 3-in-1 multi digestive enzymes probiotic.
Yeah.
I take krill oil, or the fish oil from Enhanced Labs. Now that we have fish oil, I take the Enhanced Labs fish oil, and I take ECA Shred.
Yeah.
I pop that in the morning, and I also take ashwagandha first thing in the morning. So that's what I do. And I take that fasted with a cup of coffee, and that seems to get me going good. I don't have any stomach issues or anything with that. And then right after that, midday, about in the afternoon, I take another ECA Shred. I take another fish oil. I take our Joint Blast, which, that has seemed to, because, bear in mind, my left hip is a hip replacement. On my right side, it's torn. The same thing. But I've taken preventative measures now where I feel like I won't get to the point where I need surgery, or if I do, it's going to be years from now. And I feel like the Joint Blast has really helped with that, with the inflammation and everything in my right hip, and with the fish oil too, of course. So in the afternoon, it's going to be a Joint Blast, fish oil, and another ECA Shred. And then I also take all day Shred with my dinner at night. like just like you do, right? You have a glass with dinner. The
As
all
much
day shred.
instead of fruit juice, because I normally I have to drink fruit juice with
Yeah.
food. So I drink all day shred instead. Yeah.
Yeah, that I've noticed the difference too. I've been on that for about 2 months. I started incorporating that. The all day shred has definitely made a difference. And then at night I really just take I take ZMA, zinc, magnesium, B6 every night. And then on the days I train hard, I do take sleep juice. And I do the same thing with you. I think you do it. You put apple cider vinegar in with your sleep juice.
Yeah.
I do that too.
Maybe you probably don't know this because it's not like explicit on the label, but Blue Ox testosterone booster has 3 different components to it. One of them is ZMA. So it actually has
Oh,
ZMA
it is.
in it already. It just isn't like broadcasted, but it actually is ZMA plus 2 other components. Yeah.
It's got ashwagandha in it too, doesn't it? I think it does.
Or maybe Black Ox does, but definitely Sleep Juice does.
Yeah. So yeah, sleep juice definitely has ZMA in it too, because I've seen it. So you could really just replace that with sleep juice. Sleep juice is an excellent product. I never really had too much of a problem sleeping. I found now that I'm back in school and my sleep is kind of all over the place, or if I'm waking up early and I go to the gym at 5 a.m. or I just want to have a clearer mind during the day and I want to wake up feeling better. To be, and I work with you guys, but I was like, I don't know if this sleep juice is really going to work. And then the first time I took it, I was like, damn, I was like, this stuff really works. I was surprised. And I tell everybody, even if you don't work out and you just want a better night's sleep or you're a productive individual or you don't sleep good, I give it to all my friends and they love it. So it's a great product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
That
Yeah, good protocol. I wrote it all out like really clear so that it can go in the description so people could follow it. If they're in the same situation as you, then they know like if they do what you did, then they will end up with probably similar results, which is amazing, which is life-changing.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is you got to find too. I think anybody that's really starting on their journey, and that's what I always admired about you. It's like you took things into your own hand and like you experiment on what works for you. You can go and you can talk to and a lot of the trainers do it too, because I've worked and I've had some great trainers and I've had some great people that have helped me along the way with information, wealth of knowledges, but like one size doesn't fit all. You can, you have a lot of trainers that are like, okay, this guy's 6 foot, he's 280, this is how many calories he should eat, this is what he should do, and it doesn't work.
So the more basic the protocol is, like in your situation, it's a little more on the more basic side.
Yeah.
Your protocol would probably work for most people in a similar situation, right?
I would think so.
But the more complicated it gets, then a lot of other factors come in, like the insulin sensitivity and blood pressure and age and how much lean mass there is. And then things have to be tweaked according to all these things, and lifestyle and schedule and training style and diet style and food sensitivities. Yeah. But in your situation, like this protocol, one thing I like about this is this would work for everybody, who's got a testosterone issue or a body fat issue.
And that's the other thing too, right, Tony? Like, so if a guy, like, if you want to go get your labs and your labs don't look so great with your testosterone too, like, that's the great thing about Enhanced too, is we have Blue Ox and Black Ox, and you could implement that too. Take out the, if you don't want to go down the whole injectable TRT route too, give that a shot, put that in there. And I guarantee you that have a difference. I have a friend that's 42 years old right now. He's just got a newborn baby. He was feeling kind of sluggish. He was kind of feeling like starting to get a little, belly fat and everything. He popped on Blue Ox. It's changing his perspective. He feels better. His sex drive's better. And I'm sure it's helping out his body tremendously.
Yeah. Well, also, so everybody knows, Rob is the affiliate manager for Enhanced. So if anybody else has like really great transformation stories that they want to share, and also want to implement the Enhanced supplements into further transformations, then Rob is the guy to reach out to. So easy
Yeah,
to
and
find on Instagram, and can put your link in the description and all that.
yeah, I'll put my link in the for Instagram on the video. And that's the other thing with the affiliates. You know, the great thing about becoming an affiliate with Enhanced Labs is that you're joining a community too, right? You're joining a community of a wealth of knowledge. It's people that really support the products, that use the products. I didn't, you know, I'm not somebody that just, I've been using enhanced products for years. And I met, you know, our current CEO, Trevor, a couple of years ago. And one of the reasons why he asked me to take this position is because he knew that I used the products and I love the products. And I was an affiliate. And I wasn't being an affiliate because sure, the commission's great. You can make great commission promoting the products and selling it, but that's not why I became an affiliate. I became an affiliate because I love the brand. I love the products that it delivered. And people were constantly coming up to me and they're like, what did you do? What did you use? So for me, it was easy to describe like, well, I did this, I did that. And then it becomes second nature. And so you become part of that community. And we do contests. It gives you access to Tony's information and knowledge. And, you know, we're not just looking for that hardcore bodybuilder. Sure, we want bodybuilders, we want guys that and women that kill it in the gym, but you know, we want people that have transformations and you know, everybody's got a story behind them, right? Everybody's got something that they went through or why they do what they do at the gym and what drives them. And that's something too that, you know, I want to start where I'm going to start interviewing the other affiliates and really get one-on-one with the affiliates and hear their stories, because we have affiliates with, you know, we have professional bodybuilders that compete. And then we have the guy or the girl that just kills in the gym, goes home to the family, works a 9-to-5 job and still finds time to kill it in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, we want all walks of life there, and people that have found on how to enhance their life.
You know, I'm gonna go through the protocol just really quickly, give my quick opinion, because that's probably one of the more important things. Testosterone replacement therapy, your dosage is a little bit higher than like natural testosterone, but that's good. That's fine. A little bit extra testosterone means even better results than natural, and you're still within a very healthy range of testosterone. Your exemestane dosage, 12.5 milligrams 3 times per week, might be a little high for the low level of testosterone you're taking. Some people might worry about having their estrogen too low using that much exemestane, because exemestane lowers testosterone. But because you have a lot of body fat, you have to get your estrogen even lower, and more of your testosterone will convert to more estrogen. So you got to take something to prevent the conversion to estrogen. Otherwise, your body fat's going to convert so much of the testosterone to estrogen that it can even be counterproductive. So definitely good to take exemestane. Someone who is leaner maybe take less exemestane. Right. And someone who is trying to put on more muscle might use less exemestane, because estrogen builds muscle, but estrogen also holds on to fat. So in your case, I agree, get the estrogen on the lower side, especially because you're probably suffering estrogenic side effects for so long. You want to knock those side effects out and become more androgenic. So I agree with the protocol for your situation. High dosage of slim pills to start until you get your insulin sensitivity back. Awesome. Exactly right. You know, you do things like ketogenic diet or fasting or lots of slim pills to get your insulin sensitivity to a healthier place, like get out of a type 2 diabetic state into a healthy state. And then you can use less slim pills to maintain it, which is exactly what you're doing. Taking ECA Shred first thing in the morning, it has a lot of caffeine along with a lot of other supplements that burn a lot of fat, give a lot of mental and physical energy. So when you're intermittent fasting or not eating first thing in the morning, taking a stimulant like ECA Shred has tremendous advantages, but you're also drinking it with coffee. So you're getting caffeine from ECA Shred and the coffee. An alternate approach would be to use Code Red Fat Burner, which doesn't have caffeine. So you drink your coffee, so you have caffeine, and then you take the Code Red Fat Burner, which has everything but caffeine, and now you don't have too much caffeine, and you're taking the benefit of a bunch of different healthy natural fat burners from the Code Red that work synergistically with the caffeine. So it just depends on your caffeine tolerance. Me personally, I like coffee with Code Red Fat Burner. I like the idea of taking ashwagandha first thing in the morning, because if you're in a fasted state, your cortisol is higher. And
Yep.
that's a good time to bring your cortisol down. Actually, enhanced sleep juice is as much a cortisol blocker as it is a sleep aid. It can actually be taken in the daytime as a very effective cortisol blocker. But just taking ashwagandha by itself is also good. You took ashwagandha in the morning, that's a good idea. Then you took fish oil twice a day. That's always good. Fish oil is an anti-inflammatory, has just tremendous health benefits. And the healthier your body is, the easier it is to build muscle and burn fat. And it's also good for the joints and injury recovery. And then you took the joint blast, also good. And then at night you took ZMA, but also could be taking Blue Ox. Either one is fine, both very healthy, whether we're trying to build fat, burn muscle, or just want increased quality of life and less anxiety at night and more natural testosterone production. Zinc and magnesium are both helpful for that. I think even taking more magnesium is always helpful. Like I think everybody can afford to take more magnesium. It just has so many health benefits. And then the all day shred with dinner, absolutely love that. One scoop of all day shred per day makes a significant difference in fat loss and how you feel. And it replaces juice and it tastes just like fruit juice. Yep. And you can even take more all day shred. If you take more, your body heat starts going up and you start sweating a lot because you are burning so much fat that your body temperature goes up. So it's pretty significant.
With the all day shred, you mean?
Yeah. You can drink it more than once per day.
So more than okay.
You can if you want.
And then your body get hit.
Your body will get hot on it. You'll start sweating.
No, that's the other thing.
You might feel a little bit. 2 scoops, you'll definitely start feeling it.
I took that and I will wonder why
you're hot. Yeah.
That's the other thing I threw in too. I just got it last week and I made a couple Instagram posts. I started to throw in yohimbine. I take one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And I tell you, man, like I know a couple of people like Sonny. She's an affiliate. She swears by it. And the product yohimbine by Enhanced Labs too. That's going to get that stubborn fat too. And you do fasted cardio with that. Like I was on the stair climber yesterday doing just pouring sweat, just like feeling it. And, I've heard yohimbine can be sensitive with stomach issues too. And I have a sensitive stomach, no problems. And it's been about 5 days on yohimbine twice a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And I'm looking forward to, because the next goal, right, is to get shredded. I want to get leaner and leaner. And I've been talking to Tony about that. Tony's been helping me with fasting advice and things. And this protocol too, and I get my blood pressure right now is 122/70. And I've never had blood pressure issues. When I was 300 pounds, my bottom number was a little high always. It was like 90. So even with, and people always talk about too, at TRT, oh, your blood pressure. My blood pressure continually gets better every single year. And my cholesterol stays good. So, that's a bonus too.
We're doing the Train with Tony coaching program. It's a group coaching and we have individual time during the week and then weekly coaching calls. And a couple of the guys need fasting. We're doing fasting like a couple days a week for them because they also have a lot of body fat and they want to cut it down very quickly. And so I'm building these fasting protocols for them. So if you check back with me in less than a week, I should have their fasting protocols finished that I can share with you because now I'm thinking about your situation. It's pretty much exactly what you need is what I'm going to be building for them. So
yeah, I was like, where were you? I was like, I'm going to pick your brain constantly on that because I think to get to the next, I'm 38 years old right now. I'm a couple years back into this journey. I know where I want to be when I hit 40. And I think, with your help and we can check back in a couple months or whatever, I think, I want to get shredded and even more jacked. I want to be jacked and shredded by the time I'm 40.
All right. All right. Good goal. There we go. And next, maybe other transformation videos in the meantime too, but like your shredded at 40 video will be that'll be another transformation coming.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, Rob, here, I'll end the video. You can stay on, but I'll end the recording here. And be swole and swole, friends of freedom, pioneers of human evolution.